Quick surprising claim. With the right prompts, OpenClaw can cut small but constant admin work by 30 to 60% in a week. Not by magic, by turning messy requests into clean drafts, checklists, emails, and summaries you can reuse. Here's the problem most freelancers run into. You don't need another tool. You need fewer decisions. You open your laptop, you've got 5 tabs, and your brain is already tired. You spend 45 minutes writing a proposal intro, then another 20 minutes formatting a follow-up email. Then you still forget to attach the right file. OpenClaw is a free AI assistant that helps you do those tasks faster by giving you structured outputs and letting you steer the result. You can use it for writing, planning, turning notes into action items, and even generating templates you'll keep using. In this video, I'll walk you through exactly how to set it up and use OpenClaw for real freelancer scenarios, like rewriting a client email, creating a week plan from a messy brain dump, and converting call notes into deliverables. By the end, you'll have copy-paste prompts you can use today, plus a simple workflow, so you're not constantly starting from scratch. All right, grab a coffee, and let's set OpenClaw up the practical way. Let's make this super practical. Here's what we're going to do, step by step, so you can follow along without guessing. First, we'll set up OpenClaw with a default style, so it knows how you want outputs to look. That alone saves time, because you won't have to re-explain your preferences every single prompt. Second, I'll show you how to use OpenClaw to turn a rough idea into 2 real deliverables, a proposal intro and a follow-up email. I'll include copy-paste prompts you can use immediately. Third, we'll do a notes-to-action workflow. You'll paste in messy meeting notes or voice-to-text, and OpenClaw will give you a clean task list with owners and due dates. Fourth, we'll build a simple content plan. You'll generate topic ideas, then repurpose them into short post drafts, so you're not staring at a blank page every week. Finally, I'll show you how OpenClaw fits alongside tools you already might use, like Notion for organizing, Canva for visuals, and ChatGPT or Claude when you want a different writing flavor. One quick note, OpenClaw might look slightly different depending on where you access it, but the workflow is the same. You'll always be able to paste context, tell it the format you want, and then copy the output. All right, let's start with the setup so your prompts behave. Scene 3, Setup. This is the boring part that saves you the most time later. When you first start using OpenClaw, don't jump straight into write me an email. Instead, teach it your default formats once. Think of it like setting up templates. Here's exactly what to do. First, open OpenClaw. Then find the area where you can set instructions or start a new chat with system preferences. Sometimes it's called instructions, settings, or custom behavior. Now paste this prompt. You are OpenClaw. Create my default writing style. Context. I'm a freelancer. I want outputs that are concise, friendly, and structured. Default formats. 1. Emails. Subject line plus greeting plus 3 short paragraphs plus clear call to action. 2. Proposals. Executive summary, 3 bullets. Scope, timeline, next steps. 3. Notes. Bullet action items with owner plus due date. Ask me 3 questions to personalize your style. After you send it, OpenClaw should ask you a few questions. Answer them briefly like, I do SEO plus content writing. Client. Professional but warm. Now the payoff. Later, when you ask for an email, it will already know the exact structure. That means you're not spending 10 minutes trimming, reformatting, and rewriting. Before, you write, delete, rewrite, then format. After, you copy a ready-to-send email. Concrete example. If you send 2 client emails per week and each one takes you 20 minutes to format, shaving even 8 minutes each time saves 16 minutes/week. Over a month, that's about an hour. Next, we'll use OpenClaw to generate a proposal intro and follow-up. Real copy, real structure. Now let's do the money work, proposals and follow-ups. This is where freelancers feel the pain most, because you're constantly writing almost the same message. Here's how to use OpenClaw for a proposal intro plus a follow-up email in one go. First, open your OpenClaw chat. Then paste your client context and constraints like you would in a real proposal. Don't worry about being perfect. Messy is fine. Second, copy this prompt exactly. and replace the bracketed items. Task: draft a proposal intro and a follow-up email. Client context: industry, local fitness studio. Project: launch a 6-week social media campaign plus weekly content calendar. Budget range: $1,200 to $1,800. Deadline: they want the first post live in 10 days. They said, "We want more book classes, and we need content that feels energetic but professional." Deliverables: 1. Proposal intro, 150 to 200 words. 2. Follow-up email, 120 to 160 words, asking for a quick call. Constraints: tone: warm, confident, not pushy. Include 3 bullets in the proposal intro for outcomes. Try this structure exactly. Third, send it. Then you'll get 2 sections, a proposal intro and a follow-up email. Before/after example with real numbers. Say you spend 45 minutes writing a proposal intro and 20 minutes crafting a follow-up. That's 65 minutes. If OpenClaw helps you produce a solid first draft in 15 minutes, you save 50 minutes per proposal. If you send 2 proposals per week, that's 100 minutes saved weekly. That's about 4 hours per month, enough time to either take on 1 extra small project or do deeper client work. Pro tip: after you copy the output, do 1 quick human polish pass. Swap generic phrases for 1 specific detail from your conversation. For example, change first week's content calendar to first week's Monday/Wednesday class promotions if they told you those days. Next, we'll turn notes into action items, because the fastest way to lose money is letting tasks sit in your head. All right, here's a workflow that freelancers love once it clicks: notes to action items. Because the moment you leave a call, your brain starts doing that thing where it knows what to do next, and then you forget. OpenClaw helps you convert raw notes into a task list you can actually execute. Here's the step-by-step. First, open OpenClaw and start a new chat. Second, paste your messy notes. You can include timestamps, half sentences, or bullet points. For example, client call notes. They want a landing page plus 3 email sequences. Need new brand colors by Friday. They mentioned a webinar sign-up page. I'll draft outline by Tuesday. They will send testimonials next week. Tone: confident, not sleazy. They're an EST. Third, now paste this instruction after your notes. Convert these into an action plan with owners and due dates. If due dates are missing, propose reasonable ones and label them as suggested. Output as a table with columns. Task: owner, me/client. Due date: status, not started. Also include a risks/dependencies section. Fourth, add 1 extra line of context. Assume today is April 4th, 2026, and I'm an EST. Send it. You'll get something like task list with due dates and dependencies. Before/after example. Imagine you spend 25 minutes after every call turning notes into a message or checklist. If OpenClaw gives you a clean task table in 8 minutes, that's 17 minutes saved per call. If you have 4 calls per week, you save 68 minutes weekly, over 4 hours per month. Pro tip: take the OpenClaw task list and paste it into Notion. In Notion, you can turn the table into a database, then add status checkboxes. That way your tasks don't live only in the chat. Next scene, we'll use OpenClaw to create a content plan and repurpose it into posts, so your marketing doesn't depend on motivation. Let's use OpenClaw for marketing that doesn't feel like punishment. The trick is to ask for content in a ready-to-post format. Otherwise, you end up with a list of ideas you still have to write. Here's the exact prompt to generate a 2-week LinkedIn plan and draft the posts. First, open OpenClaw. Second, paste this prompt and fill in your service details. I need a 2-week content plan for my freelance service. Service: AI-assisted content writing for small businesses. Platform: LinkedIn. Audience: founders and solo operators. Goal: get 2 discovery calls per week. Give me 1. 8 post ideas, 1 per weekday, each with a hook, angle, and CTA. 2. For each idea, draft a LinkedIn post, 120 to 180 words. 3. Include 1 short carousel outline for 1 post, 5 slides. Constraints. Tone. Practical, friendly, slightly opinionated. Avoid hype. Use concrete examples. Try this prompt format and ask me 2 questions first if needed. Third, send it. If OpenClaw asks you questions, answer them briefly. If it doesn't, you'll still get a draft plan. Now, before/after. Instead of spending 90 minutes brainstorming and another 60 minutes writing, you're doing editing only. Example. If your usual workflow is 3 hours to write 8 posts, and OpenClaw gives you drafts in 45 minutes, that's a 2-hour, 15-minute saving. That's the difference between posting when you're inspired and posting on schedule. Pro tip. Pick one post to turn into a carousel. Then use Canva to make it. Here's a mini workflow. Copy the carousel slide titles from OpenClaw, then open Canva, create a LinkedIn carousel, design, add slide text export as a PNG set. You can also use Canva's Magic Write if you want help polishing slide captions. Next, we'll connect OpenClaw to the rest of your stack, Notion, email, and even when you want a different model like ChatGPT or Claude for comparison. Last main piece, making OpenClaw part of your real workflow, not just a chat you occasionally play with. Here's a simple system you can run every day. OpenClaw for drafting and structuring, Notion for organizing, and your email client for sending. First, when OpenClaw generates tasks or content, send it to Notion. You can do this manually, copy/paste, or via a quick template. Second, when OpenClaw generates an email draft, paste it into Gmail or Outlook, then do a short human confirmation pass. Let's make this super concrete. Step 1. Open Notion. Create a new page called Client Ops. Add a database called Tasks. Now paste the action table you got from OpenClaw. Step 2. Map columns. Task name. Owner. Due date due. Status. Step 3. Update statuses daily. Even if you only move 3 tasks from not started to in progress, you'll feel the momentum. Step 4. Emails. Open Gmail Compose. Paste the OpenClaw email draft. Edit exactly 3 things. Subject line, first sentence, and 1 specific detail. That 3 edits only rule prevents you from rewriting the whole message and losing time. Now, what about using other AI tools? Pro tip. When you want a different writing flavor, compare outputs. For example, you can take your OpenClaw email draft and paste it into ChatGPT or Claude, Anthropic with a prompt like, rewrite this to be 10% more concise, keep the same meaning, and preserve the call to action. Or, if you're building a proposal and want tighter structure, you can ask Claude for a scoping section. OpenClaw is your do-the-job assistant. ChatGPT/Claude are your polish and alternate versions assistants. If you do this consistently, you'll stop feeling like AI is something you try and start using it like a teammate. All right, recap time. Then we'll lock it in with a quick CTA. Let's recap the whole workflow so you can start using OpenClaw immediately. 1. Set your default formats once. Use OpenClaw's instructions so it knows how you want emails, proposals, and notes structured. That prevents you from re-explaining your preferences every time. 2. Use copy-paste prompts for proposal writing. In our example, instead of spending 65 minutes across a proposal intro and follow-up, you can generate a strong first draft in about 15 minutes. That's roughly 50 minutes saved per proposal. 3. Convert notes into action items. Paste messy call notes, then ask for a task table with owners and due dates. If due dates are missing, tell OpenClaw to propose suggested ones. Then paste that list into Notion so it becomes trackable work, not a forgotten chat. 4. Generate content that's ready to post. Ask OpenClaw for a 2-week plan with hooks, CTAs, and full LinkedIn drafts. Then do quick edits, not full rewrites. 5. Finish the job with your existing tools. Canva for visuals, like carousel slides, Notion for organization, and Gmail/Outlook for sending. Here's the mindset shift. OpenClaw isn't just for writing. It's for turning your inputs, notes, requirements, client goals, into structured outputs you can execute. If you want, try this today. Pick one task you normally dread this week, an email, a proposal section, or a notes cleanup, and run it through OpenClaw using the prompt from this video. If you found this helpful, smash that subscribe button. I drop new AI tips every week. And if you want, comment what you'd like help with next: proposals, client onboarding, content, or turning notes into systems. I read those, and it helps me pick the next video.